Yep.
See what's going on.
And it says we're live.
It says we're live.
Hello.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time, Adventure Nation. This is Last Saturday Live on the Motorhome Experiment.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
We
Welcome.
have today, Faye and Tom. We actually met them in Alaska.
Yeah, and they are from Vancouver. So joining us tonight live, which is really cool. We're going to have to check some volume. I know you guys can hear me because you could hear me if I was in somebody else's RV. Lori, Tom, Faye, you guys all say something. Say hello.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
hello.
New Year. Happy New Year. Cool. So hopefully Lori will be on soon and be able to find your comments. We can't see anything right now. We're running blind. We have no idea who's on. We know that there's 60 people and climbing. So hopefully Lori will be able to find this soon.
So Brenda Costa here. Hey guys, hello guys. We can hear you. Hello
Perfect.
from Connecticut. Taking a different pad. If you have any questions, please put them on caps so I can identify them very quick. Please.
Yeah, all caps for questions, and then make sure you turn that off again so that you're not just.
Oh, Kevin
screaming.
Miller. Is
Kevin Miller in the house.
Hey, Kevin.
So Kevin will be there to kick off any of you guys who are assholes. So if you're an ass, you're gonna get kicked off, probably. So just to let you know up front.
Good job.
Yeah. Hey Kevin, I miss you, buddy.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it. He's dreaming and he just says Kevin's name on his dream.
Oh. That might be true. Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Just saying.
Just saying.
There was somebody that did a question.
Yeah,
right?
we did have a question on Facebook before we even got on tonight, which is really cool. So we'll address that first. And his question was, I think it was Tom Weisberger, and he asked, why did we become vloggers? And I never have a good answer for that. I was doing some internet marketing stuff prior to this, and part of that was doing training videos. So I was always recording training videos, and I would ask Lori to leave the house. Like, hey, do you have anything that you need to do outside the house? Because I couldn't turn the camera on if she was in the other room. Like, I couldn't have a camera in my face and be talking to it if I knew she could hear me. It would just freak me out. I'd have heart palpitations and I'd just lose it. So if she was out of the house, I was fine to record. So I did some of those trainings and things like that. And I was running some webinars online. And I started watching Casey Neistat, which if you guys don't watch Casey or haven't seen Casey out of New York City, you should check him out. Much younger guy. And he was vlogging his life. And his life is a lot more interesting than ours. But I just got hooked on what he was doing. And I thought, man, that might be kind of cool to show some of what we're doing as far as when we're leaving the house and all of what goes into becoming a full-time RVer. And so we started recording everything. And Lori hated it.
Well, I was gonna say, don't say we.
Started.
He started, and from the beginning, I told him, this is your deal. It's like, don't get me into your stuff. It's like, I don't want to do this. I'm not good in front of camera. I have that resting beach face. So it was like, putting it out to the world, that was gonna be rough. So it's like, and every moment he will be like, here's the camera. And all of a sudden I just start getting more and more involved. So it's like, it just happened. I guess at some point it's weird, but it becomes a little bit natural to feel something in your face at all times. So,
oh, that's what she said.
oh my God.
You said it, not me. Kevin's going to love that one. I know Kevin was already saying that.
My mind wasn't where yours is, I guess. But yeah, that's how it started. It was all about documenting too. And it was just like about, if we can inspire just one person, we're good. I mean, we're good. And I think. And
I will say the first channel that we watched and I got Lori hooked on the whole RV thing was the Gone with the Wynns, which I'm sure most people have watched or are watching.
Yeah, I think most of us RVers researching the lifestyle, we all have gone with the Wynns.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's how he convinced me, because it's like, there's when I thought, oh, it's like another younger couple out there. It's not like we were retired. So for me, it was like we're going out on the road without being retired. So just seeing that from another couple for me was huge. Yeah.
And the first person that reached out to us as a viewer and wanted to meet us is live tonight. Well, he's not live with us, but he's on here tonight. Is Kevin Miller. So yeah, Kevin was the first guy that reached out to us, and now we're lifelong friends. So that was
Yeah,
awesome.
when we saw the picture, we're like, it needs to be a public place.
Yeah, we saw Kevin's picture. We're like, lots of light, lots of people around, because this guy's going to kill us in the back alley.
That was the impression, and that once Paul and him saw each other and they started talking,
And our eyes met.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, it was definitely love at first sight, and one of the nicest, smartest people I've ever met in my life. Just a super dude, just a really, really good person. So all of you people out there who judge Kevin, you're wrong, probably. You guys have met them, right?
Oh yeah,
We
Like,
spent time in Alaska with them.
yeah, he's a scary looking dude, but like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Like, yeah, and you guys got to hang out with him in Alaska.
We did.
like a gentle giant.
Yeah, he's a gentle giant, absolutely. So he just an amazing guy, and just write the check, Kevin, to 7582 Las Vegas. Never mind.
Send it, not
Yeah,
write
send
to
it.
that.
Write it to.
Donald Santiago, how is the weather there? Well, these two are coming from St. George and they called and they brought the cold with them. So it was nice until they got here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lori.
I would say today high 50s, low 60s, but a high 50ish.
It's gonna be warmer tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's gonna get warmer again. It's like it has been before that low 60s, I think.
Right. Yeah, it's been nice.
Like low or mid 60s, and it has been sunny every
It's
day,
been
too.
a
It's very
warmer
nice.
fall than I can remember in the last few years. So it's been nice.
Well, it's already
Winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even a warmer winter.
So, taking a different path, how has Ozzy been with the Christmas tree? My cat destroyed mine. Surprisingly good.
Yeah, he hasn't
Surprisingly
touched
good.
one ball on it.
Let me push the
It's pretty
chair.
crazy. Yeah, check that little tree out there, and yeah, he hasn't touched anything on it, like not one.
Well, he just once in a while will go and just play with one, and he drops it, and that's it. And then I put it
Oh, I
back
didn't know
up.
he
I
dropped
put
anything.
it back up, and he doesn't bother.
Oh, see,
it
I just
again.
lied. I didn't know he had dropped any of them.
Yeah, he has been like two of them, but it's like my other cat Diva that I used to have before. We will put the tree up. And,
Oh, yeah.
my god, yeah, it will get destroyed.
Yeah.
Totally destroyed.
He probably doesn't touch it when I'm here because he knows that he'll catch hell for it. But yeah, it's
Oh please.
been nice.
By the way, today Ozzy had an incident that has never ever happened before. Like all of a sudden we were in the dinette having lunch, Paul and I, and we hear Ozzy screaming. And then we go back running to see what's happening, and it's like, and he got his paw under, like caught underneath the slide, the bedroom basically, the bed
Mhm.
under the slide. He couldn't get it out, and finally he did. By the time we got there, and after that he was hurt a little bit.
Yeah, he was hopping around a little bit.
But I mean, he seems to be fine now.
Yeah.
But it's the first time that have happened.
Yeah,
Like,
we've
literally
never
the first
never
time.
heard or seen that happen before.
It might be
Pretty
the last time.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully the last time.
So once again, for those of you who are just coming on, welcome. This is the last Saturday Live of 2018. So
No way.
yeah, it is. It is. For those of you who don't know what months are and what year it is. So
Anyway.
she'll get beaten later. Don't worry about that.
Hi, happy New Year to you all from Bedfordshire, England.
Oh wow.
I truly enjoyed your
Is that Aid?
videos. Rachel.
Rachel. Hey Rachel. Aid Collins. Do you know Aid Collins? He lives over there.
Yeah, they all know each other.
Everybody
Oh my
from the United Kingdom knows each other, right?
So people think
And
about
Carrie,
meetings.
actually, she lives in Las Vegas. She couldn't make it tonight here, but it's like, sorry we couldn't make it, but we're joining for a few minutes because we love you. And
Oh, thanks, Carrie.
Aw.
yeah, it's their kid 26-year birthday, so that's why they couldn't make it.
What? That's not a good excuse.
I don't know what she said. I was like, what can I say?
Well, and just by the way, if you're in Las Vegas right now, I'm going to cause chaos. If you're in Las Vegas right now and you can make it down to the Oasis, come on down to the Oasis and join us for Last Saturday Live.
We're all gonna fit here.
Well, yeah. Well, there's not going to be that many people in Vegas. I'm sure there's people staying here at Oasis. If you're at Oasis and you're here,
I will be shocked if somebody knocks on the door. Like that will be weird.
and we're in Site 611, so that's just there's total chaos. Like that's just whatever. Don't knock after 10 o'clock tonight, or I'm coming out and shoot you with a paintball, pepper ball gun.
Yes.
I will be surprised if somebody comes and knocks on the door because I will be more comfortable just like laying down, watching the TV, just watching the live from there. Maggie, are you still in Las Vegas working? Yes.
Yes. So, update on that. Our business has been sold at this point. So, technically it's been sold. The paperwork is not finalized yet, but the business has been sold. The new owner has been working with us for the past month and a half, getting up and running and up to speed on all of our systems and things like that. And we should be done. We wanted to be done by the end of the year. That's not going to happen. It's probably going to be the middle of January, but that doesn't mean we're going to miss Quartzsite. January 14th, we will be leaving Las Vegas at the very latest and hitting Quartzsite by the 15th. So we will be in Quartzsite this year. But yeah, the business is sold. So that's really the big news for this year. And next year it is full-time, the Motorhome Experiment. The channel is going to go crazy. We're going to be doing all kinds of cool new stuff. And there's a lot of it's going to remain the same because everybody likes the format. But in order to grow the channel, we need some other content to bring people in. So a lot of that content is going to be some of the how-to stuff, some more of maybe some of the driving, like how to drive a motorhome. And trust me, as I watch people pulling in and out of these spots around here, people need to learn how to drive their motorhomes. And the little garbage can that's out in front of our motorhome right now, if I showed you that, you can see all the paint on it from people backing into the site next to us and rubbing their motorhome on it. It's entertaining, but it's just unnecessary. So we're going to be doing some of that stuff. So a lot more of that stuff. And we've been trying to think of some other fun things to do.
Like we have been thinking, let us know in the comments what you think about it. But we have been thinking about doing just like a little segment about like Lorena's and Paul's view about stuff, because sometimes it's like I see things that more as like girls' perspective, and Paul obviously there's like,
and I see it from the right perspective.
Somebody's sleeping outside today. Like,
You did.
but anyway, so we have been thinking about doing stuff like that just to put the different perspectives and just topic obviously about RVing. So let us know if you will be up for that or review something that you will be interested in watching. So just putting it out there.
I want Lori to do drunken Mexican cooking.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Everybody's been asking about your guacamole, so I think it would be much more entertaining if you were hammered.
There was a YouTube channel a long time ago when YouTube started that it was called Drunken Kitchen.
I think she's still up and running.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
girl, I mean, she became so famous. Just like she will get wasted and just start like cooking. Just doing recipes, and it will be a total mess.
And then there's Drunken History, which is hilarious.
Oh, that is funny. If you have never ever seen it, you have to see like Drunken
They
History.
have like actors and actresses and comedians. They get drunk, hammered, and then they tell like some kind of history lesson. And it's awesome. It's so funny. It's so
You
funny.
have to watch
And
it.
while they're talking out the history, people are acting it out and lip syncing to what they're saying. So it's awesome. It's really funny. Very funny. So yeah, something like that maybe. And then I don't know. I'd like to do sketch comedy or something. I'd like to do some fun stuff like that. But Lori says hell no. So.
Oh my god! You know how much time consuming would that be?
What else are we going to be doing? We don't have anything else to do.
Obviously, all the stuff you just said
Yeah,
we're
I know all
gonna
the
be
stuff I had
doing.
said. And that's one thing. Somebody said to me the other day, somebody made a comment the other day. It's like, well, then now you're just going to have nothing but free time. That's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. That's not going to happen. There's not going to be a lot of free time. And then on the Hawaii video, somebody said, oh, taking a vacation from a vacation. We're not on vacation.
This is our lifestyle. I think that's the one thing.
That's a misconception.
We actually, even us, we have to get used to it. It's like the
first 6 months.
The first year, I will
Okay,
say.
maybe a year.
The first year we saw it as vacation, like, oh my god, it's like we're on vacation and we travel and we do things, and it's like we will neglect sometimes work stuff, and at some point we're like, no, we need to understand this is a different lifestyle. We have to work, we still have to do laundry, we still have to do all these different things, and it's like we just get to do it in a different place every time, and we will get to go to places and explore them, but it's not our main thing doing that. I mean, we still have to put on the work. So that's the one thing that most people don't understand, that it's not like we're 100% vacation. It's like these videos that don't edit themselves. I mean, it's like some market doesn't trade itself. Like this other stuff is like doesn't everything happen on itself. Right.
When we lived in Vegas, we were on the Strip all the time. Like we'd go down there and explore the Strip, and we would hike out Red Rock, and we would go explore all over the place when we lived here. And that's just how we lived. And then now that we're on the road, we can do that here, and then we can move somewhere else and do that over there, and then we can move somewhere else and do that over there. So it's just the same thing we would do if we lived somewhere full time. We'd still go out and explore some of those areas, but now we do it in different locations all the time. So yeah, that's a little bit of a misnomer. Like you're going to have a lot of free time or you're on vacation. It's not. It's extremely fun. We have a blessed life. I don't get me wrong. It's an amazing lifestyle, but it isn't just a bunch of free time.
Always something to fix. Always
Something to fix.
Yeah.
Always.
And here we have so many things on pending for installation that Paul is going to have a lot of work
Right.
early next year.
Right. So hopefully I can do some of that stuff as well. The product reviews and things like that, folks, I don't want to do too much of that stuff because I don't like selling and I don't want to be salesy. And I see some channels out there, and we won't mention any names, that are just like, oh, we use this, buy this, we use that, buy this, we use this, buy that. I don't want to do that. There will be some of that because we've got to figure out a way to survive. But I don't want to do a lot of that. And so that's one of the reasons why Lori, I had agreed with Lori to look into Patreon, and we will be working on that down the road.
Down the road, not right now.
But
so
not right
don't
now
worry
because
about it.
I can't justify too much of that. We do have a couple folks on there, and I do appreciate that. But down the road, we will do that so that I don't have to be that salesy, buy everything that we have kind of channel. I don't want to do that. Everybody's writing a book now too. Like everybody's got a book out. RV Love's got their new book out, and I saw somebody else was writing a book, and then somebody else just approached us to say, could we be in their book? And I was like, everybody's writing a book now, so I feel bad that we're not writing a book.
We cannot even write a
Feel
blog.
Yeah, we can't even write a
Yeah.
blog. If you look at our website, which is a complete mess right now, although Kevin has helped us get migrated to a different spot and we're working on it, it's a complete mess right now. I don't think we've written anything since December of 2016 when we left. Yeah.
A long time. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Horrible
it's
writer.
like that's why we're doing this, upselling the business, so we could have like all the time in the world to do all this kind of stuff.
And as you guys know from watching our videos, I can barely speak English, let alone write. So that would be a little bit of a hard time trying to write blog posts.
Okay, CP. One last time, who are your guests? It's like,
Oh, well, sorry. If
Okay,
you weren't here right away, then yeah, nothing we can do about that. This is Tom and Faye Waters, and they are from Vancouver, British Columbia. We actually met them up in Alaska. We were going one way, they were going the other way, and then we stopped and turned around and met them out in the middle of nowhere. But we met them because they met Kevin and Laura in Fairbanks. And so we knew approximately where they were, and we were just looking for them going down the road. I love saying this. We were looking for their beaver going down the road. And we saw their beaver. It was right there. And then we went.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a flashy beaver.
Yeah, it's a nice looking beaver that you've got. You guys.
Shiny.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
let's move
Oh, what a
on.
horrible name for an RV. Like,
Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
Thank you,
But,
Tucker.
but it's a fun
Faye's
name.
gonna know below. Like Kevin Miller, what's the plan for Quartzsite?
We're going.
I thought I already told you the plan for Quartzsite.
No,
No,
tell it to everybody.
I know. So the
what's
plan for Quartzsite is we will be arriving on the 15th. I think Quartzsite starts on the 19th. You guys are going to have to look at a map or at a calendar because I'm not looking at one right now. Let me see. I can do that. I don't think
19th.
this will break anything.
It's 19th.
So it's the 19th, right?
Yeah.
So on the 19th is when it actually officially starts. So we will probably do a campfire on Friday night, the 18th, wherever we are, and we'll let you guys know where we are. It's going to be in the LTVA, which is the Long-Term Visitors Association area, La Posa West. It's about 2 blocks south of the big tent. We're going to be in that area somewhere, and we'll post it when we get there.
The whole idea is like if you guys are around there, like to camp together and do fires together at night and get to hang out. And
Right.
Kevin and Paul are like thinking about doing maybe talks about solar because I guess that's a big topic. Everybody wants to know about solar.
Yeah, Kevin's going to talk about solar, and then Kevin's going to talk about composting toilets, and then Kevin's going to talk about LED lights, and then Kevin, what else are you going to talk about, Kevin? But that's my plan, anyways. And so starting on the 18th, and we'll probably do it every night, like 5 or 6 o'clock. We'll get together. We'll have a campfire, weather permitting. Obviously, if it's not too windy, get together, have a campfire, and we'll talk about some of these things. If you guys have questions about any of it, then we'll do that. I'll get together with Kevin in the meantime, and we'll talk about setting up a schedule of events, kind of, sort of. so that we can have specific stuff on specific nights, so it
Yeah.
doesn't get too far all over the place like last Saturday.
Don't
Live
rush
Stream.
that. Don't rush. It's just in 3 weeks.
Yeah, well,
So,
it's 3
it's
weeks.
okay.
Like, what do you need to know? Like the day before, I can say tomorrow we're talking about solar. Then what's
No.
You could have.
People don't have connectivity once you're there, so
What's
they need
that?
to know beforehand because connectivity there is very limited.
Okay, we're going to be in LTVA La Posa West, 2 blocks south of the Big Tent. Look for us if you don't have connectivity when you're there.
So you said all the things Paul was going to talk about. Are you going to do
Kevin, you mean?
Or Kevin, I mean.
Yeah.
Paul, did you think about doing a new display with Lori on your pepper gun?
We should do that. All the people who said it's not effective, I want them to come to our campsite and let me shoot your ass with a thing. There you go.
I would like to see that.
I want to
would
see
like
that.
to see that too.
We're not gun carriers,
Yeah.
but I thought we could do with a pepper gun.
Yeah. You know, again, is it 100% effective? No, but neither is anything. Like somebody said, well, somebody can still charge you. Shooting somebody doesn't necessarily mean they're still not going to take the gun away from you and shoot you with it themselves. It still doesn't mean that they're not going to hurt you in some way, shape, or form. So to say that any safety device or personal defense weapon is 100% effective, that's a lie. It's just a lie. I don't care what it is. There's just nothing that's 100%. It's just a deterrent. And it's something for me that I thought, you know, you're holding it in your hand. Like you can't walk around a campground with a gun in your hand. It's going to freak people out. But when you're walking around with a flashlight in your hand, like it's right in your hand, ready to go. So that to me was one of the most effective things about it. The bad thing is we tested it in the daytime. How many times are you going to get attacked in a campground in the middle of the daytime? That's just not going to happen usually. Normally this stuff happens at night. Why bad guys come out at night, I don't know. Ask Batman. All this stuff seems to happen at night. But at night with the laser scope and all that kind of stuff, it's awesome. Like it's really super effective. It's super accurate. And
I just want to put one thing out there too. Is like I know we received some of the comments about like the balls themselves not destroying or not actually opening when we're hitting the pumpkins, and it was one
the pumpkins
pumpkin.
were soft.
One pumpkin was soft. The bigger one actually was soft. The other
Yeah.
ones, the little ones, they were pretty hard, and they will all like crush and everything. And the big one, because it was soft, it will actually absorb
Right.
the actual pepper ball.
Right. And I only got hit by one, and I got hit really low by one. You take 3 of those in the chest, you're not going to
Wow,
be.
the one in your stomach.
Well, it kind of was like right off to the side,
Yeah.
but you take 3 of those or 2 even. If you take dead hits with 2 of those, you're not going to be a happy camper. Trust me. Trust me on
Okay.
that.
It gives you time to run away.
It gives you time to run away. Exactly. And that's all any of this stuff is. It gets you time
Mhm.
to go in a different direction.
Without the responsibility of if I had the gun to actually kill somebody.
Right. I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah,
That's just
not-
me.
not
Maybe I'm a
me.
wussy, call me a wussy or whatever, but I don't want that responsibility. Somebody's going to try to take my wallet. I'm going to kill them for that? Come on. No way. That's just not worth
We
it.
all have our ideas. We respect our ideas from each
Yeah,
other.
absolutely.
It's like
Absolutely.
It's just, this is what worked for us.
Yeah,
period.
if you prefer to carry a gun, carry a gun. Like that's cool too. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, that's all right. Just make sure
Just
that
get
you're
trained.
licensed. Make sure you get trained on how to use
Yeah,
it.
just get
Make sure you're not one of these like, hey man, like
Make sure you don't
you're not
point
one of
it at
those
us.
guys, and don't point it at me.
Okay, Happy New Year from Northern Ireland workout.
Wow.
And there was somebody from Australia. They were saying that it's 25 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
But
nice.
it's like 80.
Hello, Ireland.
it's like,
Yeah,
that would be
really.
nice.
It's late in Ireland.
It's like for Paul, as a Harley guy, do you miss riding?
Yes.
That was quick. The funny thing is, all his friends he used to ride with, like it was a big group of friends, and they will go on weekends to ride, or they will do small trips to ride and all that. Like literally, all of them have gotten rid of the motorcycles.
Yeah,
for
most
the
of
most
them.
part.
Because they're old. Because they're all old.
Or
And they're
because
getting it,
they
yeah.
was didn't like it,
Yeah.
and they stopped doing it, or stuff like that.
Our
When-
son-in-law Pat rides a big Harley.
Is that right?
Yeah. he
Yeah,
loves it.
when we're on a 2-lane highway and we're just rolling through the trees and we've got the nice just curvy road through the woods, I totally miss it then, because having the RV doing this while you're going through those areas is not the same as being on the Harley and doing one
Now,
of these.
as a
It's
passenger
awesome.
with a tiny teeny seat where your butt hurts after the ride, I don't miss it for the most part. But there has been few places I'm like, it will be cool. Like one, it was the redwoods.
In the redwoods, right?
I mean, that was like beautiful drive, and then a motorcycle would have been beautiful, but also cold. But sometimes you miss it.
Yeah, I do.
Sue Pearson is in the house, and also Bob and Gail in Arizona. They're
Hey, guys.
here. He's like, Paul, why don't you respond to comments anymore? Because we're busy. We're gonna get back into all that. And I know it feels like we even feel bad that people are taking the
Yeah.
time to comment and or ask questions, and we don't have the time to respond back because right now we're focused on just getting this sale done and ready to go, the business done. And then at that point, we are free to do so much more stuff. But right now, it's
Yeah.
like we have to get the business ready, basically paperwork and all things we have to hand out from accounting and procedures, and I mean so many things.
And I've been here working with my staff for the last 2 months, and I'm again
Yeah.
going in at 3 a.m. I'm not doing it every day, but a lot of days going in at 3 a.m. till noon. You come back, the last thing you can do, I'm trying to edit at that time, but your body just goes, you're tired, go to sleep. And so I'll usually try to go to sleep at 5, 6 o'clock at night so that I can get up and do it all over again. So I have that little small window to edit, but you got to edit there. You've got to find some time to eat. You got to find some time to get some other things done.